I love going back because this show, like you mentioned, has been on forever. And I know they're going to have like Tristan and Ryan's season on there and like their wedding. And it's just, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the show has evolved and changed. For you guys, where do you think The Bachelor should go next? Because there's a lot of conversation about they pass over the Black Bachelor. I'm with you, girl. Mike should have been it. But where do we go, Bachelor? Like, how do we keep it spicy?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to say the right things, you guys, okay? I'm trying not to give you headlines here. Where do we go from here? I think there are a couple of things because the audience is changing. Yeah. You know, Hannah is younger, Colton was younger, so you're seeing a younger audience come through. So you've got the older audience who's used to things being in a certain way. Now you have this newer audience where that's social media crazy and they communicate that way. So it's a little bit different. So I think the show is going to have to evolve and adapt to the times. I think that they're going to have to try to get ahead of like your reality Steves and these other spoilers and Reddit or whatever else that there is to try to keep people engaged. And I don't know, I think that they're going to have to break the fourth wall. I think that they're going to have to, and I mean, if they want to use me, I'm more than happy to do that, do these interviews inside the mansion while the season is being filmed. I think you're going to have to start seeing things like that. And then on the other side, I think you're going to have to start seeing more diversity. I mean, I've been preaching it. It's the whole reason why, main reason why I started doing the show and why I wanted to be the Bachelorette. And I'm just happy that it worked out in the best way that it could. But you're going to have to start seeing leads that look different. I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, go ahead and clap.
We can clap for that.
But I don't know if you've seen this on social media, but there's the picture of all the bachelors, and they have them all 24 of them in a nice grid, and they all look exactly the same, and that's disappointing. And even I attended the 15-year reunion, and I looked around, and I was the only one who looked like myself. And I'm just saying, they don't necessarily have to be Black. We just need people of color in these lead roles. The audience needs to see diversity and culture, and that's just missing. I just hate that the show isn't reflective of the real world.
I mean, with your season, it was so distinct for me. Obviously, as a Black woman, I'm a similar age. And your final 3 men all had very different backgrounds. And I feel like the casting of the men on your show was more diverse. So even if that's the benefit of having a more diverse Bachelor or Bachelorette, then the pool is more diverse and they're more open. You know what I mean? There's just more representation across the board. And it really just, like, we're back to Peter, you know?
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
And I think that another thing, I said it, on my podcast, shameless plug, Bachelor Happy Hour, just think, if you want to listen or subscribe. But I said, the system isn't working as it is because we are seeing more diverse contestants come through, but they don't make it till the end. It's almost like they're spot fillers. So how can we get them to make it to the end so they're in the pool of being considered to be chosen? How can we change that? I'm talking to you guys, ABC, not you. They know who they are.
Oh, I know.
Oh, and I agree. The diversity, the reality within the reality, I think is a good point. I think age. I think if you bring on an older, she was 31, I was 37, I was the oldest guy in her season. I just think, older people. A 22-year-old. I don't even know what I was doing at 22, but I certainly wasn't ready for marriage or proposal. So I think if you bring on older people, I think that they'll be more mature, ready for those decisions in life.